So I think it's safe to say the journey for the endoparasitoid terrestrial species has been a rocky one since 1986. Unsatisfactory sequels, convoluted prequels, and squandered crossovers offer nothing to the audience except a deep-rooted contempt and a rage that would make a xenomorph think twice of ever coming to Earth. But fast forward to March of 2022, 20th Century Fox Studios announced that there will be a new offering in the shape of Alien Romulus. So how does it fare? Will they take the franchise to new heights, or plunge it even deeper into despair? You may want to hold your breath in this one. Alien Romulus is written and directed by Fede Alvarez, serving as a direct sequel to the classic 1979 original, or interquel so no one gets pissed off if it doesn't pan out, whilst retaining the integrity of Aliens. The story begins with a group of young space colonists led by Rain, played by Cailee Spaeny, who are looking to escape the unfair clutches of the Weyland-Yutani-run mining colony of Jonsson Star. It just so happens that her ex-boyfriend Tyler, played by Archie Renaux, has the answer: to abscond to a derelict spacecraft circling orbit to retrieve cryostasis chambers that will allow him to reach their pursuit of happiness planet, Yavaga. In order to achieve their goal, they need the help of Rain's synthetic brother Andy, played by Jonsson, to interface with the ship's mother computer system to succeed. So along with Tyler's pregnant sister Kay, played by Dora the Explorer, Isabela Merced, their cousin Bjorn and his girlfriend Navarro. Not long after they land on Romulus/Remus, they soon realise that it is indeed a seemingly abandoned space station divided into two parts, which unsavoury acts of God were taking place and the devil instead made an appearance, judging by the destruction. Plus with the added bonus that they have a matter of hours to do what is needed before the station careers into the rings of Jonsson Star. With this realisation in place, as they attempt to retrieve what they came looking for, they accidentally unleash hell upon themselves by reviving frozen facehuggers and triggering a lockdown before long coming face to face with a xenomorph and their own survival. If this is all starting to sound familiar, you're not alone, as this movie borrows a lot of elements from Fede Alvarez's 2016's movie Don't Breathe. Just like that movie, there were some things I liked and some things I really didn't like. You have characters who go to a place they shouldn't be, only to come up against an adversary that doesn't take too kindly to their incursion and deals with them the only way it knows how. Aesthetically, the set designs in this movie are incredible, and every single detail are recreated so faithfully that they don't look out of place compared to what came before in Alien. The atmosphere, sound design, and the tone is bang on point. From the Corbelin leaving Jonsson Star into the vast emptiness of space to setting up tension with so much precision that you expect the characters could meet their end at any point with every corner they take to when they are running for their dear life itself. The practical effects are equally as impressive, not surprising since some of the talented technical staff from Aliens was brought back. Every facehugger, every xenomorph, every single crushing bit of body horror that unfolds helps you to be fully immersed within this world, and is a great advertisement for how movies like this should maybe go back to. CGI is great when it is needed for more grandiose scenes, but practical effects has that feel and look that is unmatched. You genuinely feel the terror emanating from the screen as the unwelcome eviscerations commence, and they are gory. Not too much to regurgitate whatever snacks you consume while watching, but enough to make you squirm in your seat or turn away briefly. If going back to its horror roots was the goal here, they nailed it. With what they accomplished here with a budget of $80 million, it's astonishing and worth the ticket price alone. Having no real big stars would have helped that too, but again, for a movie like this, you don't need an A-lister. Cailee Spaeny is a star in her own right, and with Civil War already under her belt this year, it's easy to see why. She is great and proves that female characters don't need to hit the audience up the face with virtue signaling or any messaging at every opportunity that has been a necessary trend as of late to stand out in the movie. David Jonsson though was Andy. I don't have enough words to convey right now, as I don't want to spoil anything just how fantastic he is. There is a moment in the movie which he flips his performance entirely on its head, and I cannot overstate this enough. He has that wow factor. Kevin Feige, I plead with you, do not give up on the Kang angle just yet. If you don't want Majors back, that's fine, but Jonsson can very easily solve your problems. Just think about it. There is also a burning unanswered question that gets asked during the movie that is overlooked for some strange reason. Well, for myself personally, I won't get into specifics, but you will know it when it happens. The movie does lean into answering it, kinda I guess, with extreme vague interactions. It's weird, but you don't know for sure if the answer is the correct one, or if it is a situation that wouldn't look out of place in an episode of Dr. Phil. I guess it's up to you to make up your own mind, unless Fede himself would like to let us know. That would be great too. The other actors are fine here too and perfectly serviceable like Navarro, although much like the characters in Don't Breathe, the script tells them to do idiotic things that don't make sense, or be like Bjorn played by Spike Fearn, to just be an annoying asshole, for the sake of it. Everything he said and did bugged me to the point that I was begging for the worst to happen to him. The same can be said for Kay. He doesn't do much in the movie except prove to be a plot device and a liability in a few scenes. One in particular being the most dumbest things I've seen an on-screen character do for quite a while. Knowing what she knew, she just fucking did it anyway. It's how I felt with most of the characters in Don't Breathe, and now, here I am, experiencing them again, in an Alien movie. Thanks Hollywood. This is the main issue I have with the movie. Against how everything else is fantastic, the story starts to unravel very quickly when characters are obsessed with making their life, and the lives of those around them, more difficult than usual. It also doesn't help that it borrows elements from pretty much every Alien movie that came before it, and takes it to the most bizarre places that would leave Alien Resurrection open-mouthed. While some may appreciate the references to memorable lines and set pieces, it just screams studio interference, or maybe Ridley Scott just refuses to let a particular philosophical premise go, that it starts to stick out like a sore thumb. This trope is nothing new. Pretty much every movie these days have been doing it for a while now, but for a majority tend to service their respective movies well enough, the show was needed and not continuity breaking. I guess it all comes from a perspective standpoint, I suppose. Speaking of which, there is a moment in this movie that is distracting at times. Going back to my point regarding CGI, this moment is a prime example. It's clunky and it's jarring. It's confusing also, as there are questions to be asked whether that inclusion was necessary, or even it was what the writer's strike was worried about. It's a debate I feel will gather more traction over the next few years. Don't get me wrong, there are some scenes that expand upon the lore, especially when it came into our arachnid face-kissing abominations, an intense sequence involving alien blood and zero gravity that is captivating, but all of that becomes quickly outdone with scenes we have already seen before, or for fear of revealing too much, rushing through a particular time period and revisiting a callback a majority of us hated. That's pretty much the last act in particular. It's batshit insane, with a finale that will leave you picking your jaw from the floor, probably not in a good way either. It's quite something. Disturbing, but something. In essence, the movie, much like the finale, is this weird hybrid that will divide fans. Is it the worst? Definitely not, but you know deep down it could have been a lot better, and maybe had the potential to rival Aliens. Have you seen it yet? What are your thoughts? Drop them down in the comments below. Thank you for watching, and if you enjoyed the video, smash the like button and subscribe. It's free, and I'll be back with more reviews coming soon.